Hello boys and girls, Miss Holloway here. You should be on reteaching 7-6, problem solving, use objects, and draw a picture. For this lesson, we are basically just going to be using a picture to help us solve a problem. Sometimes drawing a picture will help you solve a problem. It will help you see the problem and perhaps the solution. Here's the problem. Some orange juice spilled on a tile floor and covered up part of the floor. The tile floor was in the shape of a rectangle. There were 40 square tiles in the whole floor. How many tiles were in each row? Don't you always want to know how many tiles are in each row when you spill orange juice on the floor? Me too. Just kidding. Draw a picture to show what you know. You can see how many rows are not covered by juice on the floor. Finish the picture to solve the problem. There should be 40 tiles in all. Okay, so since they gave us this information, 40 square tiles in the whole floor, and they want to know how many are in each row, I know that rows go this way. Okay, so I could easily count them, but it wants to know how many tiles are in each row. So I know there's 5 rows, but I need to know how many tiles. 1, 2, 3, well, I don't know. I can't really guess. I can't take a guesstimate. So I have to take 40, and I'm going to divide it by 5, because that's how many I have right here. And that'll give me 8. So there are 8 tiles in each row. All right, let's go on to number 1. Mr. Robbins spilled stain on part of a tiled floor. The whole section of floor was shaped like a rectangle. There were 45 squares in the section. How many squares were in each row? Okay, this problem is the same as the example. So I know we have 45 squares all together. And we need to figure out how many are in each row. Well, let's count how many rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 45 divided by 5 is going to tell me how many squares are in each row underneath the spilled stain. So 45 divided by 5 equals 9. So there would be 9 squares in each row. Number 2. Kate is painting a wall. She painted over part of a section of 30 square tiles. The whole section of tiles was shaped like a rectangle. How many rows of tiles were in the whole section? Okay, I'm going to take the number 30 and I'm going to divide it by the amount of squares that I can see that are not covered up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and my answer would be 5. So there would be 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, turn the page. I'm going to do the practice side with you. Number 1. Ron painted part of a tiled section of his bathroom floor. The whole section was shaped like a rectangle. There were 35 square tiles in the section. How many tiles were in each row? Okay, this is asking about each row. You really don't have to do an equation for this because we can see either right here or we can see right here how many tiles were in each row. So I'm just counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So our answer would be 7 tiles. Number 2, some syrup spilled on a checkerboard style table. The syrup covered some of the tiles. There were 36 squares on the table. How many of the squares had syrup on them? So really what we're doing is we're trying to figure out how many squares are underneath the spilled syrup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count all of the squares that do not have syrup on them at all. And then I'm going to take that number and subtract it from 36. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That has a little bit. So 36 minus 24. 6 minus 4 is 2. and 3 minus 2 is 1. So 12 tiles, or 12 squares, had syrup on them. Okay, number 3. This is a different looking problem. Dress rehearsal of the play was attended by 142 people. Opening night was attended by 238 people. How many people saw the 2 shows in all? In all means to add, so we're going to add 142 plus 238. Okay, 8 plus 2 is 10. Carry your 1. 4, we could do 3 plus 1 to get 4, so 4 plus 4 is 8, and 2 plus 1 is 3. So 380 people in all. Number 4, Carol and Deanna drove 320 miles altogether this weekend. Okay, 320 altogether. So that's a total we're going to start with. They drove 196 miles on Sunday. How many miles did they drive on Saturday? All right, so if we have 320 altogether, part of the 320 is 196. We need to figure out this. So to figure out the leftover, or the difference, we're subtracting, because the difference is the answer to a subtraction problem. Okay, 0 minus 6, you cannot do that, so let's regroup. Make that a 1, 0 becomes a 10, 10 minus 6 is 4, 1 minus 9, can't do that. Cross out the 3, make it a 2, make the 1 an 11. 11 minus 9 is 2, 2 minus 1 is 1. 124. Okay, number 5. I'm going to leave you up to this one to do on your own. You're going to write and solve a real-world problem that you can solve by using objects or drawing a picture. So you can do addition, subtraction, multiplication, if you want, or division if you want to. But it can be something very simple. You have written word problems before, so it can be something like, Miss Holloway had 3 baskets and she had 2 apples in each basket. How many apples in all? That's a good example. Okay, you're on your own for number 5. Good luck.